Wanted to take a moment. I know I talked to you all last week at the faculty meeting about how important it was for you to build relationships with your students and how important, as they look back on their time, how they would look back fondly upon you. Um, this week it was perfect timing, honestly. Happened to get an email from someone. Didn't want to copy and paste the email and didn't want to screenshot it or anything, so I'm going to actually read the email out loud to you. Like I said, it was great timing, kind of piggybacks on the message that I had for you last week, but kind of flips it in a different way that I hadn't even really thought of. So the uniqueness and timing and just the overall neatness of that email, I just wanted to take a minute to share from you. I almost deleted this email. It kind of came across. It had a funny name at the top. Came from a Gmail address. Kind of had a weird subject line. Not necessarily weird, but it just didn't make sense to me as I read it. So I almost deleted it initially, and then for some reason I went back and I actually opened it and read through it, and I'm certainly glad that I did. So this email came across as Dad Brown, and the subject line said, "Note that Jan sent at Christmas 2010. So it starts out, "Hello, Mr. Dudley," in question marks. "I just wanted you to know that this morning I chanced upon your letter to the teachers of Christmas in 2010 that I saved. It contained a picture of your kids. I want you to know the title I put on it. It was," and this is in quotation marks, "We brought them up right at WAP. You are proof of that. Or maybe it should have been, the students from WAP turned out well in spite of the teachers." It dawned on me that it's been 7 years since that picture was taken. That means at least one of your students is getting ready to graduate if they haven't already done so. I know you are proud of them just as I am with my two gifts to the world. Now, in quotation marks, Heath, not Mr. Dudley now. I want you to know that I remember the good memories of WAP almost every day. It is because of you and students like you that made them so good. I'm glad you have taken the opportunity to be a principal to work with kids. I'm also glad that you have been my daughter-in-law's principal, Jan Brown. She tells me everything, well, maybe not everything, that you are doing. You continue to bring me good memories, which I pass along to Mr. and Mrs. Reese, who spend the winter in Florida with us. Of course, they are in their camper about 100 yards away. You're making a big impression on your teachers, students, and community. The only thing I can add is keep up the good work, and thanks for the memories, Mr. B. So Mr. Brown was definitely a teacher that I was fond of in high school. Made a great impact on me. For him, the amount of time that he spent outside of school, those are the things that I remember. I remember the lessons in math. I remember him, getting frustrated with me, also being happy with me, all those types of things. There are always little things, like he was at every basketball game and sold these giant pickles to raise money for the Honor Society. So those little things that you think kids don't notice, they do, because those things still stick in my mind. And I talk to you about students looking back fondly on you, but as you get older in your career, everyone in the building is at different stages, but you are going to have students that you become, proud of. And when you see them, the article on Gavin was, of course, special for those of us that knew Gavin Rogers. It was neat to see that he was in the Super Bowl. But there are hundreds of examples of Gavins and students that are doing things on a less publicized scale that they're doing well, and that you impacted them, and you'll have fond memories of them because they gave you joy in your profession as well. So wanted to share that. I just thought that was a cool way to kind of start out the week this week, kind of on the piggyback of making a difference for kids, but also that kids are going to make a difference for you as well in this profession. So have a good week. Just keep plugging away through February, and we're making great progress throughout the year.